question is check if a list of integers contains a prime number using Java streams. So in other words, you are given with array of integers. You have to check whether any of these integers are prime number. So I hope you know what is prime number. Prime number means a number which is divisible by itself or one is called prime number. So let's see how to implement this. So here, if you see, right, we are given with an array list which contains these elements. So this we are storing it in a list. Okay. So the task is to basically check if task is to find this list contains any prime number. Prime number, as I said, no, the number which is divisible by itself or one is called prime number. And example prime numbers are 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, etc. So these are all divided by itself or one. So these are all called prime number, and one is not a prime number, just for information. So how to find a number is prime or not? So first maybe write that prime number logic. After that we'll see how to use that in streams. So I'll just write that. I'll go with public static. I don't want to create an object of it. Let's go with Boolean, and this method is to check the passed number. Whatever the number we are passing to this method, it will check whether it is prime or not. So as I said, if a number is equal to or less than 1, this is not a prime. So I'm returning false here directly. So other than that, we have to see for the rest of numbers. So I'll start with int. So since 1 is not a prime number, I'll start with 2, and till how much we have to continue. So there is a standard uh, instruction like we can continue till square root of the number and I plus plus. So what we'll do is we'll start iterating from 2 to the mat dot square root of the number. And here what we'll do is if the given number, if we do the mod with that index, if it gets 0. So basically, if the given number is divisible by the range of numbers between 2 to the square root of the number, then it is considered as non-prime. So we have to return false, or else we have to return true. I hope you understood the logic. So what we are doing is we are basically checking. The first check is less than or equals to 1. 1 is not a prime, and less than 1 is also not a prime. And we start from 2, and we'll try to divide the given number from 2 till the mat dot square root of the number. So that's how basically we can find whether the given number is prime or not. This is one of the optimized technique. So let's try to use this in the streams. Let's try to understand. So basically this is prime will return true or false, right? So at the end also we have to see contains prime. So given array list contains prime or not, we have to see. We don't need to tell what number is prime. So it's basically numbers. So I hope you understood. We don't need to tell which number is prime. We just have to say whether array contains prime or not. So anyMatch we already seen in some examples. So anyMatch what it does is it will take the stream and it will compare with the logic which we are writing inside the anyMatch. If it satisfies, then it will return true from there and it will not execute further. So I'll first write the lambda version. After that, I'll write the method reference version. So here it is an element or number, and we have to pass it on to is prime method. Since it is static, I'm directly able to call the method. So this is the element. That's it. So anyMatch is a terminal operation. So it will return true or false based on this condition. So let's try to write it. So contains, maybe I can say array list contains prime number. So here I'm doing plus contains prime. Uh, as I always do, I'll replace this with method reference. You guys have already learned how to do it, so I don't want to run twice. I'll just run with this example, this version. So you can see array list contains prime number, true it is saying. So because if you see, right, it contains 11. 11 is a prime number, which is divisible by itself and divisible by 1. So this is how we are basically finding it contains prime or not. Say if the requirement was to print all the prime numbers in a given array list. So how to change this code to match that? It's very simple. So maybe I'll remove this. This is not required anymore. And let's print it also. So this is also not required. So instead of any match, right, we have to filter it. That's it. So we are streaming and we are filtering based on this check. After that, we can basically, so to list we can do. Let's collect to list and we can do for each on it and we can print it. Or even we can even no need to do to list directly we can do for each. So this is also fine. So we are basically checking here and we are printing here. I hope you understood. Previously our task was to find if the array list contains the prime number. Now the requirement is print it. So instead of anyMatch, I've added filter. So this filter is basically checks that condition. If it satisfies, then result will be printed. Let's run it. So you can see it is printing 11. 11 is the prime number. So I hope you understood. Instead of this prime check using loops, can we do any other way using Java Stream functionality itself? So let's try to understand that. Sort of what I'm trying to say is instead of this loop, can we use some Java 8 functionality to achieve the same behavior? So it's pretty simple. What we can do is, so basically here we can use something called int stream. So by using int stream, you can generate that range of numbers, whatever we were doing using the for loop, right? Same thing we can do it. So we can use something called range closed. So which means it will include the start and end number. So we'll start with 2 and we will go till mat dot square root of the number. The previous logic is just above. You can see that. I'm just trying to replace this forward. I'm just trying to replace this for loop logic with this int stream. I'm using range closed because I want the starting and ending number also to be part of my calculation. So I hope you understood. I'm getting an error here because it is basically expecting integer. So I'm just typecasting it to integer. Next is we just have to say none match. So anyMatch we understood. What anyMatch does is if the condition which is inside the anyMatch, if it satisfies, it returns true. So here it is same thing. None match also check. If this condition is not matching, then it returns the true. What condition I'm writing here is important. So I'm basically saying if the number, whatever is passed, if it is divisible by the I, the range, that's it. So I'll just return this and I'll explain one more time what is happening. So I'll just return it here. So any match and none match, so what it does is like there will be condition will specify inside this, right? Any match or none match. So it will try to execute. So none match, if you see, right, returns whether no element of the stream match the provided predicate. Means so basically I'll just take out this is enough. Now I have created a range starting from 2 and tell the math dot square root number, both are included in the range. I'm checking none match. So for every element I'm checking num mod I equals 0. So if the stream, if any of, I mean none of the numbers matches here, means I'll start from 2, go till square root of num, divide the given number with that. If none of them matches this condition, means this mod equals to 0, then this returns true, otherwise it returns false. I hope you understood. So any match, so it checks any of the condition matches for the stream we are passing. So we are passing, for example, here, right? We are passing some 6, 7 numbers, and we are checking any of the prime check is passing. If so, return true here. So same inside this prime method, what we are doing is for the given number, when we start from 2 till the square root of number, if we divide, if it not matches that and returns true. So if I run this, if you don't still understand, then maybe you can experiment with this and you will understand. So I'm not printing the result, so that's why you're not getting anything. So maybe you can say Boolean, maybe I can say is prime. So I'll just add this is our statement. Given array list contains prime number. So here if I add is prime, so it will say true or false. Now if I run this, you can see it contains prime number. Let's say if I remove this, then run this, it should say false. I hope you got it. So in case of any match, as a name indicates, any of the values of this numbers matches with this returns true. None match means all of the numbers which we are streaming here and executing this condition, right? If it is not matching, then return true. So that is the difference. So play with it, understand more, or else you can fall back to the first solution which I explained, writing the for loop based is prime and using it. I hope you understood. So I'm trying to give multiple variations of few problems so that you can understand how you can write it in a different way. But I'm not doing this for all the questions because it may confuse you. So I hope you understood how to solve this problem. Let's move on to the next question.